a lot, but but
Yes,
yeah.
we live. We live.
Oh,
We live.
okay.
I'm hit it. I hit it. I'm ready. I'm already late.
Oh, yeah.
Glammed up,
Yeah.
having technical issues and all that good stuff. But what's up, everybody? We are live. It's
Yeah.
Sunday morning, January 30th. Damn, January went by fast.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it
Good
did.
Lord, time
It
is
did.
flying.
Yeah.
January 30th, 2022. It is Sunday morning and afternoon on the East Coast. All right. To everybody out there watching, make sure you like and share. I'm Delight. That's Opio. And it's time for the 50/50 Music Podcast. Let's go. Wait a minute, said we are having trouble streaming to your Facebook. This may be on Facebook end. You know what? I rebuke all technical issues. This because Facebook already limited my account. Facebook basically, I'm on Facebook punishment because when you tell people the truth about this whole vaccination and mass delusional. What do they call it? What are they calling it right now? I don't know, mass psychosis. When you talk about this mass psychosis going on and that whole clot shot. Anyways, this ain't no show like that. This is a music show. So let's get busy. Let's talk about the music business. And we're going to do that right here on the 50/50 Music Podcast. It's time. Yeah. All right. Opio, how you been?
Been doing all right. You know what I mean?
How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. You know what I mean? Just getting over the COVID thing and everything like that. That's why we missed a couple of episodes. But yeah.
You already
some transition into some things.
Yeah, I already told you it's hit my house. My sister just recovered. My son got it. But, we got all the good stuff, so no hospitalizations. It's all good. We good. Ain't no reason to get no vaccination when you got a strong immune system and you got your stuff. You got to be prepared. That's why. And that's why I'm late too today, because I got, Michael Blackson, his friend, his Chinese best friend, he actually passed of in the hospital. That's where you don't want to be. When you get the C word, you don't want to go to the hospital, okay? Because they giving people mistreatments. So bottom line is you got to be prepared not to go to the hospital. So that's why I got Kirsten, I got ECGC green tea extract, I got oil of oregano, I got NAC, NAC. I mean, we got everything in the house, vitamin C, zinc, you know what I'm saying? Everything that you need to stay out the hospital. Okay, so everybody's recovering. Everything is good. I'm glad you and your wife recovered. How's she feeling?
Yeah, she's feeling all right. She has still has some inflammation in her shoulder from the whole thing. She's taking her
aches. That's what my son is talking about right now. He's
she has inflammation in her shoulder right now. That's the after effects of it. But it goes away, it calms a little bit. Now and then. Yeah.
And my sister was like, man, you have a different system every day. She was like, so this day I got over that, then the next day I had this, so it's out there, y'all. Be prepared. Like I said, get your stuff together. Anybody you can DM me. You can reach out to Opio. We do consultations about the music business. Plus, if you need some help and some tips on how to fight the DVOC, the C word. Got that. All you have to do is reach out to us at podcast@5050mg.com. Our website is 5050musicgroup.com. And without further ado, Opio, I don't know, I'm already late, and I know you got a session. You got to go to the studios later.
I got to go to the studio a little later. I just came from it yesterday. So
and let's just go and get to everything so we can get on with our day. And we enjoy being here with the people and talking about the music business because we are both passionate about it. So shout out to everybody out there, rocking with us right now, rocking with us. Oh, that was
appreciate you.
I didn't get in there and put in the new tips and all that kind of stuff, but I'll do that right now. But tap in with us every Sunday to the 50/50 Music Group podcast. All right, and that's our website right there, and that's our email. So holla at us. All right, so we're gonna jump off the show right now with just a couple little music articles and stuff like that. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Let me see. Share my screen. No, that's upload the files. Let me see. Wait a minute. It's the share your screen. Lord Jesus. Um, Here we go. So yeah, can you see this?
I can see it. Go
It looked like it's showing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
let
all right.
me.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. 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 All right. So the first news topic, I only got two. So let's get into this, and then we're gonna get into the topic of the day, which is, let's see, what do you mean by sonically in music? All right. So OPO is definitely gonna talk about production tips and all that good stuff. So let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about Warner Brothers Music. 300 Entertainment, they are launching a content and film division, so shout out to them. 300 Entertainment, the Leo Cohen, founder
Mm-hmm.
of the label, bought it says he bought for a reported 400 million last month, or bought, what is this founded label? Oh yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
he bought 300. Remember that? You told me about that too, that 300 Entertainment Group was up
No,
for sale.
no.
So
What happened was it was founded by Leo Cohen and Lyles, Kevin Lyles,
right.
and Warner brought it from them for 400 million. That's what it was.
Right. Okay, so they're now they officially launched a content and film division called 300 Studios. All right, so I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna read the article here. Warner Brother Music Group's 300 Entertainment, the label behind Megan Thee Stallion, Young Thug, Fetty Wap, unveiled their debut of 300 Studios via a formal release. This morning, Kevin Lyles, co-founder, chairman, and CEO of the label, pretty much is set to head the visual media operation with longtime BET senior director of music programming. Oh, Kelly G. Shout out to Kelly G. Core DJs. So I'm a core DJ too, and Kelly G is awesome. That's
Yeah. So if he's going to do that, what's going to happen with his position over YouTube Music? I
mm-hmm.
mean, is he going to do both, or I mean, can he juggle both, or I mean, I'd like to see what will happen with that since he's going to head that over at 300. You know.
Right. And then with Kelly G, with longtime BET senior director of music programming, Kelly G, signing on as the head of creative strategy. So on the personal side, it says 300 Studios have enlisted former Viacom executive Nolan Baines, who, like Griffin, worked for the film focused division for some time before the public announcement to serve as general manager. So this is really big, artists, and this is why we always talk about Music Sync, and those are some of the services that you don't get when
Mhm.
I think TuneCore has a slight division, but I don't know how hard they work,
Yeah.
and as far as getting you placements. But this is a good look for content creators and Music Sync licensing creators that
Mhm.
try to make music and content for films, TV, advertising,
Yeah.
video games,
Yeah.
etc.,
Yeah.
etc. So that's a good look. OPO, it says moving forward, 300 Studios will look to develop multi-format, feature, and episodic content through a cultural point of view, according to the higher ups.
Oh, okay. So they kind of like changing their model a little bit. They're going
Yeah,
in more into films and like you said, films and syncs instead of just music. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So they're changing that into something else, which is that sounds all right. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
to jointly create a series of original podcasts built around WMG's vast and diverse artists and songwriters catalog. So they also, that
Mhm.
sounds like it's some podcast
Yeah.
action and activities going on too. So yeah, guys, make sure you be looking out for that. Okay.
Yeah, they're changing up a lot over there.
Yeah, it's going down. It's going down. So, on another note, I also wanted to this is my little notes here. I wanted to take you guys to this website as well. Don't forget about this music industry event that is taking place here in California. Opio, y'all still trying to come to California for this?
Yeah, but I just saw the times. I have to ask permission from my daughters because both of their birthday is March
Oh,
24th.
oh,
So I gotta ask permission from them and see if it's okay. You know what I mean? Because we
yeah.
always do something big for their birthday.
Well,
So
I would love to see you here on the west
yeah,
side. Everybody, I'm in Southern California. Opio is in the Washington D.C. area, right?
yeah, yeah. I would
So,
love to come out there though. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
yeah. So
yeah.
California Entertainment Week Muse Expo presents it's a A&R Worldwide Muse Expo presents California Entertainment Week. So it's March 20th through 25th, 2022. Mark your calendars. Music Expo and the Global Rock Summit come together for an impactful week of music, digital A&R, publishing, sync, tech, radio, and more, including panels, networking, lunches, artist showcasing, cocktail parties, you name it, and it's going.
Hmm.
So that you can check out more information on that at MUSE Expo, pretty much museexpo.net. Let's just say
Yeah,
it like that.
yeah,
Museexpo.net. Okay. All right. Last little story. I thought about you because we've had this conversation before about virtual groups,
yeah.
virtual artists. Now, the Chinese music industry market is really embarking on this, with the whole NFTs and metaverse and virtual realities and all of that kind of stuff. But Chinese record label Modern Sky announces its first virtual artist. Say hello to Myro.
Okay.
Chinese record label Modern Sky plans to make the virtual world a big part of the business model.
Mm.
So, I ain't even gonna try to pronounce the founder's name. 2 decades old independent label says developing virtual musicians. Okay, organizing virtual music festivals, and selling original digital artworks as NFTs are all a part of its 2022 strategy. Modern Sky has also released its first virtual musician called Myro. For Mira and Miracle. Modern Sky previously worked on virtual musicians adapted from real stars or famous online characters. Myro is the company's first original virtual artist. Virtual idols are a huge market inside of China, with the market value reaching 540 million in 2022. So are y'all down with virtual artists? Can you be a fan of a virtual artist? I mean, obviously there's got to be
Yeah,
actual actual singer and stuff behind it, but these are
yeah,
like virtual artists.
yeah. I mean, anybody can. I mean, I ain't gonna say anybody, but um, as far as the virtual artist is concerned, I mean, all you do is, all you need is a music and a virtual character. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
just live through that virtual
curious.
character as far as being an artist.
I'm curious to see if Myro has a music video. I'm curious. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mm,
curious if I should have had that prepared, but I have
no,
no idea. I did send you something before
yeah,
about a virtual group that I had. So and
yeah,
that was kind of interesting. It's just a whole interesting thing, the future of music and where it's headed, and all of this. So we will keep you abreast to what's transpiring in the NFT virtual metaverse music world. But it does say a Chinese think tank has warned about the risk in the virtual idol sector. Virtual idols. Damn,
mm,
where are we going in the world? However, it says China lacks the regulatory requirements or documents to guide companies interesting in investing in what it calls digital utopian ideology. Lord have mercy.
mm.
You know what? That's we gonna go ahead. I'm gonna stop sharing right now. That was the news right there. We just did. We want to kind of I mean, we laughing, but it's really, it's the same.
Yeah, yeah, it's really happening.
It's really happening. Virtual artists, and I did. You know what? Next show, I will find. We'll expand and talk more about this, and I'll have a virtual group and do some research on Myro too. But there is a popular virtual group in China that that is getting like millions of views and
Mhm.
making money. Virtual artists. Okay, so I
Yeah,
said, Opio, when we first heard about it, we was like, oh man, we need to create us a virtual artist. Okay.
yeah,
You
yeah. I mean, and the thing is that, like I said, once I had the whole COVID thing and it kind of fogged my brain, you know what I mean? That everything, I'm getting back into the swing of how I usually work. You know what I'm saying? I usually work at a high octane as far as mentally. You know what I mean? And I'm just getting back into it. So I got to reach back out to those guys over in Singapore that's doing that. You know what I mean? Um, but
being a Sigma male and all, you operate in a high frequency.
yes, yes, and it's taken me some time to get back there. I'm not all the way 100% back there, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I just got a lot of stuff just going on that I usually would just handle. You know what I'm saying? It's just getting me. I got to get back on it and ride a bike all over again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? At that speed. So yeah.
Yeah, me too. I just feel like, COVID has kind of hit my household. I went for my sister trying to, help her. I told you I have a brother in the hospital right now, not with COVID or anything like that. But
Yeah.
he took that jab. He took that jab. And you know what I'm saying? And he fell out. I tried to tell him. But anyways,
Yeah.
so yeah, that was the 50/50 music news.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead and jump off. Our topic today is, what do you mean by sonically music? All right. So let's just tell everybody real quick about 50/50 Music Group. And, they know why they're here and why we're even doing this every Sunday morning. So like and share, everybody. Okay. We appreciate all of your support. Drop a comment too if you have a comment. And you're streaming right now. We're streaming on StreamYard, so we're live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all right now at one time. So
Mhm.
yes, tell everybody and share the show, because I'm trying to get down to the bottom of what you mean by what do you mean by sonically in
Well,
music?
Well, sonically is really dealing with the recording of the music. You know what I mean,
Mhm,
and how it's mixed properly.
mhm,
Um, each instrument has their own frequency. Okay, and in that frequency, you have to mix it according to that frequency. You know what I mean? If I can go down the line, like say strings, right? You can
mhm,
get your prominent I say no, let's go to acoustic guitars. You know what I'm saying? You can get your boomness around 120 hertz to 200 hertz. So if you stay within those lines, far as EQ, you know what I mean, that'll be fine. If you want like bass strings, like if you want some bottom strings,
mhm.
from 60 hertz to 80 hertz, you know what I mean? And you want to EQ it in that aspect, far as when you're mixing, you know what I mean? So once you know all of the instruments and far as what frequencies they live in, you know what I'm saying, then you can then your songs is getting mixed properly. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Some people just be mixing and thinking they just be, turning stuff up and evening stuff out. And no, it's a lot of EQing going involved. There's a lot of track editing, you know what I mean? And cleaning, track cleaning, you know what I mean? And because say if you got vocals, you don't want, you know, all the hisses and people taking breaths and exhaling all in the songs, and you know what I'm saying, so you have to clean it up. you know some people, some low level recording studios, they don't go through that process. You know what I
Mm,
mean? They just think, okay, I'm gonna do this song in 4 hours and it's gonna be ready. You know what I mean? And it just be all over the place. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It just be all over the place. You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
back in the 90s when I was a recording artist, some people may not know that, but I could hear certain mistakes and things in my tracks,
Yeah,
um, that I wish we could have fixed and everything like that. So attention to detail in the
yeah,
production process is vital,
it's vital.
because
It's
once
very
you put
vital.
it out, it's like that, and it's sort of messy in my opinion. It was
Yeah,
like, yeah, it is. It was just kind of like it wasn't clean,
yeah, yeah.
and, so you sent me an article. And first of all, I got that news, you guys. I wanted to shout them out, digitalmusicnews.com. And this is, we tell all of the, this is for educational purposes only. You know what I mean? We don't want nobody striking our account or anything like that. So fair use. So
Mhm.
we also have an article that you sent me about making music, the 6 stages of music production. Now,
Yeah,
before we go into that and really talk about music production and what do you mean by sonically in music, give everybody a little bit of background about you and 50/50 Music Group, just in case this is their first time tapping in, tuning in. If you can do this in like a couple minutes, Opio, I would really appreciate that, so you
okay.
can let people know how how
How
you are
we
the
did.
co-founder of this label.
Okay. All right. So what we did was we partnered with Ingrooves back in 2011. So well, what happened, UMG, we had a deal before we got with Ingroove with UMG Republic. So we decided to go for another distribution deal. So UMG in the New York office, they told us to, want you to go ahead and try our new platform called Ingrooves, right? And
Mhm.
then they was like, um, try this, because it costs less than physical. You know what I mean? This was when digital was it was brand new. You know what I mean? So they say, why don't you go ahead and try over at Ingrooves? So they sent us to Ingrooves. You know what I mean? And once we got that situated, that situation in a bag, you know what I'm saying? We've been with them ever since. You know what I mean? At that time, UMG owned 30% of Ingrooves at that time. This whole time, they owned 30% of them. You know what I mean? And they was distributing all of UMG's material. You know what I mean? So now I say about good 10, 11 years later, we still with them. So we kind of like grandfathered in and have that unique relationship. So 2019, Ingrooves was bought outright from UMG. So now, we had to do, like I said again, we had to do all the paperwork and everything. Far as now, UMG pays us, not Ingroove. UMG sends us our deposits and statements and everything like that. You know what I mean? But we still use the Ingroove platform to distribute. You know what I mean? UMG has their own platform that they distribute that's backed by Ingrooves. You know what I mean? So um, but we do worldwide distribution. We do marketing, promo. We also do artist advancements. We have that. But we distribute over to 600 retailers in 250 territories. We also do music video distribution. You know what I mean? So we do playlist pitching. We do artist management. We get into the artist booking, and a whole lot. We have over 30 something labels that we give services and distribution to. And we also have over probably about 60 artists that uses our services under some of those labels and some, independent artists. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people probably look at our Instagram page and say, yeah, why you don't post, there's so much stuff to be going out that we don't have. It's just so much music that be going out that our artists be
Yeah, we need to
releasing.
hire somebody to handle just
Yes,
pushing
just
out the music that
that.
we distribute. And so
Yeah,
music video, we're a one-stop shop for music distribution, music
yeah,
video distribution, major music
yeah, yes.
distribution,
That
plus
is
music sync
yes,
licensing, guys.
yes.
All right.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah. So, with that being said, then now we're talking about production.
Yes.
So, because usually we're talking about music streaming, we're talking about different topics like that. But this week we're doing something a little different. You do own a music studio,
Yes.
or Proto Beat Studios in
Yes.
the DC area.
Yes. Yes. Um, a lot of people don't even know, even though I'm the head of 50/50 Music Group. I started, from uh music production and being an engineer and singing. So that's I've been doing that for the last probably 30 years. You know what I mean? I'm really heavy into, doing production and arranging, do a little bit of writing. But I'm really heavy and, like I said, into the engineering and the mix and mastering. You know what I mean? So I still do, I still mix and master today and record artists. Like today I got to go and record an artist today, so, I'm not just, executive, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the mix all the way, 100% in the mix,
100%. And so
100% in the mix.
we talking production today. So
Yeah.
what do you mean by sonically and music? And then the and I was capturing some of the stuff on social media too, like us uh talking, so I can post
Yeah.
it. But let's talk about the stages in music production. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we in sonically in music.
Yeah.
So so of course songwriting, arranging,
hmm hmm hmm
tracking.
Yeah. It
Okay.
has to make sense. What you're
Uh-huh.
writing has to make sense. You know what I mean? I mean, if your lyrics don't make sense, man, I mean, I don't know why you even writing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, I had another, I'm big into reels now. You know what I mean? And that's a big first to me. You know what I'm saying? Doing Instagram reels. So I'm gonna do an Instagram reel about songwriting. You know what I mean? So be on the lookout for us for that on my Instagram page. You're gonna hear something real, some lyrics that just don't make no daggone sense. So I'm gonna do a little reel to that. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you are a good songwriter, you know what I'm saying? That is one plus. That is a plus. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then once
Shout
you
out
are
to all the songwriters out there. That is like really a skill. And back in my days, I used to write a song, and then I used to have a shout out to Cleo, my girl Cleo. She's still an artist. Her and her husband Carl Rowland. They still put out music and stuff like that. But me and my girl used to get together and we would vibe,
hmm
and we would record in like her closet. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But she was my songwriting partner.
yeah,
And that does take an incredible amount of skill. So shout out to all my songwriters out there. Very
yeah,
important to the production process. But then arranging.
yeah. That
That's
is
where you guys come in the studio. That's
yeah.
important.
Yeah, that
Okay.
is very important. That can make or break it. It's a lot of key points that can make and break a song. You know what I mean? And arranging is like one of the vital points that can make or break a song. You know what I mean? If your intros are too long, you know what I'm saying? That can make and break your song. You know what I'm saying? That can give you, a lot more skips or fewer skips when you streaming when someone is streaming your music. You know what I'm saying? Intro too long to get to the verse, people be like, "Oh, I don't want to hear that spook." You know what I
Right.
mean? Then But for the long versions, as far as your intro being long, it's good for radio. You know what I mean? But it's not, kind of good far as for like streaming. So you have to have different versions. You know what I mean? That's the thing about arranging. You know what I mean? You gotta arrange that song a certain amount of times to fit, the criteria that it needs to go out to. You know what I'm saying? So that is very important. That is to the engineer. And I think, to me, I mean, the role of a producer has kind of changed over the couple of years. You know, I always was taught that a producer also produce, they help arrange, they mix, you know what I'm saying? They mix the song, you know what I'm saying? So they are in all key aspects of that song. being the best that it is. You know what I'm saying? Not just creating a track and then go ahead, you can go ahead and have it, and then let the engineers or whatever. You know what I mean? But like I said again, it changed over the times, as far as that definition. So yeah, but yeah, I gotta see um if I produce a song, I got to see the whole thing through. I'm not just going to give you a track and then just let you go and do whatever you want to do. Nah, 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 nah. Your lyrics got to match. Your lyrics got to match, my track. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. That's why I think some producers that actually rap too, maybe like a Russ. Okay.
Hmm.
They make the best music because they can fit a song and lyrics and arrangement and
Yeah.
tone and harmonies and everything to a specific track.
See,
They're
because this is what it is. They already have like we already will have a tone or a cadence in our
head.
brain, and we
Right.
will make a track according to that cadence in our brain. So we kind of already know what lyrics fit. You know what I mean? That track. You know what I mean? Before the track is even made, because it's already in our head. You know. So that's what it is. You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome, awesome. And I know as a writer, and sometimes, I would get I would shout out to Martin J Music, shout out to Stealth Beatology on IG, but they produce music for me, and I would hear the lyrics in the track. I would
Hmm.
hear the lyrics in the track. So that's why I think some of our music worked out so well, because when you meet an artist and you are a producer and have a sound, and your sound mesh, like maybe a Timbaland and Missy Elliott, that was, one of the best combinations in music history, I believe. And then here comes Aaliyah, and then, Missy could write the perfect music to Timbaland's tracks for this artist. It was a moment in history with that production team.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that was, just like I said, they made history. And so we talked about songwriting. We talked about the importance of arranging, and a producer
Hmm.
having to not only just produce the music, but also can assist with the arranging. Shout out to Mr. E
Yeah.
from Dallas, Texas. He's one of the best, I think, producers who also can groom or to assist the artist with the arrangement.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying, so
Yeah.
it's a multifaceted type of process or talent to have.
Yeah.
So now tracking.
Yeah.
That leads
Yeah.
us to tracking, because songwriting, arranging, the artist got the music down packed. Today, I used to write off notebook. I mean, I should be rapping off my notebook and everything, but now they kind of do it off their phone. But that's really important too. Like, I think you got to be prepared as an artist. You got to be prepared when you come into the studio. Okay, don't come
Yeah.
here not prepared, wasting people time and all that kind of stuff, because you mess up the momentum and the vibe of the studio. I just wanted to add that little tidbit. Do you agree before we go into
Yeah.
track?
Yeah. You know what I mean? The tracking of the song, you got to catch the vibe of the song. You know what I mean? All of the EQing and everything like that. You got to know what type of ambiance, you want this song to sound like, or what type of energy you want this song to sound like, you know. So that is also very important, that you want to catch the feelings of whoever that listens to this track, you know. So that also, like I said again, that also goes back into the frequencies and everything. Each song, hip hop, gospel, Christian worship, pop, all of those got different frequencies that catch the brain. You know what I mean? And you got to understand that those frequencies matter. You know what I'm saying? And you got to know exactly what song, what you want your song to sound like. You know what I mean? And to catch that feeling. You know?
Right, right. So tracking. Now
Yeah.
that's we touched on a little bit, because I had in some of my production experience in the past, as an artist, I would hear I'd hear like, oh, that wasn't supposed to be there. Like that was, or when they cut my mic off, there was a little bit, I
Yeah.
spoke something after that, and it was still a little clip of the vocal, and not everybody
Yeah.
can hear, but I can hear, because I was like, oh, I need to do that over again, and it was just like they cut that part off, but I can hear
Yeah.
those mistakes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so, and having, and what else do you have to kind of add in there about to producers maybe watching and artists that be watching? Any tips and pointers about tracking?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you have to take your time. You know what I mean? Um, a lot of artists nowadays is, they are recording at home, from home. You know what I mean? They're recording from home. And, just because you bought, Logic on your Mac, or you brought a version of Pro Tools, and you think you're just going to be recording, think that's going to be it. It's a lot more to it. You know what I mean? And I had, certain artists and certain uh, uh, um, people that submit their tracks, submit their music, and stuff just wasn't sounding good because of the mix. And sometimes it's because of the mastering process. Somebody didn't, compress your bass, your bass kick too much. That it sounds like that your audio is going in and out. You know what I mean? When and it'd be a really good song. It'd be a really good song, but if it's not mixed right, you know what I mean? It's just whew, you know what I'm saying? You kill the whole track, you kill the whole vibe when your stuff is not mixed sonically. You know what I mean? And what we
Right.
mean by sonically, meaning that it is mixed properly. You know what I mean? It is mixed properly, and there's not a lot of stuff going on. You have to pan, certain EQs, certain pan stuff left and right, in order to bring out certain aspects of those instruments. You know, so that is very important. That is very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, as far as what you were, you when you use the word sonically,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And I've talked about it previously on a show, and shout out to my brother. He's a great producer and artist, one of my brothers, and we're still not talking right now. You know what I'm saying? Uh, when my dad died, it was family drama. You know how it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
But it just he man, I will tell him the importance of mastering, and he has music that he's produced with another family member and my dad, and of course,
Hmm.
being that my dad had was succumbed to the treatment of COVID, and
Hmm.
yeah, we don't say like that for the hospital. They failed my daddy, but there's things that I hear in the track that I'm like, okay, my dad's vocals need to come up, and I'm like, bro, you need to master. He's like, no, I know how to master, and I'm like, no, 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 bro, mastering is a real, it's a process. Let me
Yeah.
go ahead, give me tracked out file, so I
Yeah.
can get it over to somebody like you, or
Yeah.
we've talked about it before
Yeah.
it fell out. I was like, look, Opio, how much you gonna charge me, because I need to send you a track, because
Yeah.
we want to put this music out, but now he acting like an ass, so whatever. But one thing is, he can produce good music, but he just don't hear
The
the ma- the
sonic, yeah,
sonically.
the sonically, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, some people just can produce, and that's just not their forte far as being an engineer. You know what I mean? That's why they have engineering classes in schools. You know what I mean? For you can know it. There's rules to it. You know what I mean? And you have to, you need to know these rules, as far as when you're engineering, and when mixing, and when you're mastering. There's rules of rules of frequency. You know what I
Yeah, like
mean?
he done took some kind of online class that gassed his head up, like he know how to
Yeah.
I think he a master because you took some type of online mastering class, and it's like, bro,
Yeah.
something ain't right. It's either the equipment, the studio, the session. He don't have
You
that sonic ear, because I shouldn't, and I've worked with tons of
Yeah.
artists over the
Yeah.
years and
Yeah.
producers. but I've never met too many that I really have to critique your mastering. You know, and there's one time, and I always say this, shout out to this, you know, some of the artists I work with in Dallas, but I shout out to Gator Man. But Gator Man had a album was called Sip Drank Music. It was one of the best. I mean, the tracks, the songs, it from beginning to end was fire. But when we put that mug in the nightclub for the listening party, I just
was everywhere.
How
that joke was everywhere.
It's him. It's like, did y'all not master it? Like, I'm panicking as a publicist and as an event planner. I'm like, we got all these DJs on the way. Like, was this mastered? What happened? What happens when they just music out like that?
You can't, because what it does, them frequencies hurt your ears. You know what I mean? It can really strain your ears, man, if it's not sonically mixed or mastered properly. You know what I mean? It's really straining on the ears, it's straining on the brain. People can't really listen to it long. You know what I mean? So that's why, you know, it is very important as far as for your stuff to be sonically mastered or sonically mixed right. You know what I mean?
Because I'll tell you though, those were two incidences where, you know, then again, this same brother, you know what I'm saying? The same brother, you know, he basically, he was like, sis, you got to come see me. I'm about to perform at an open mic spot. You know what I'm saying? You know, come out, show your brother, support you back home. You know, because at this point, this is when I just moved back home from Dallas to Southern California. So we get to the studio. I got my camera. I mean, we get to the place, the nightclub. I got my camera. I'm finna record my brother. Finna perform. You know, I'm happy. And the music came out of the DJ booth into the stage area, and it sounded like it was coming out of a can. It felt like I was back in what was it? The Little Rascal days where they had music coming out the can, bro. I was like, what? I backed away, put my phone down, like bro. And so, you know, he's very hard-headed. Like, you have a sister who knows music and who's connected to people like Opio and stuff like that. And he'll still go put out music somewhere else instead of coming to me for 50-50 music group. You get what I'm saying?
You know, there might be an ego problem. I don't know. I don't know.
It's like he has something to prove. Like, I could do this on my own. I don't need you. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Let him do it on his own. Let him go ahead and put out canned music. You know what I mean?
The music be good. Production is fire. Bro got a nice West Coast sound, even like a new wave. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just have to let him do him until he can humble himself and, you know, take corrective criticism and like, you know, whatever. But anyways, this ain't to bash him, and it's all love. I really want the best for everybody, you know, but I'm just saying, y'all be prepared if you don't properly mix and master your music. And before you have a listening party or anything, or slide up on a DJ and want a DJ to play your music, you better know that how your music gonna sound in this nightclub or in a stadium. That's why it's so important. I think with 50-50 Music Group, UMG, we offer another like Adobe sound. Can you know?
Oh yeah.
That a little bit. Like, how does that help?
Yeah, what we do is called Adobe Atmos, where it's really surround sound. You know what I mean? 7.1.4. You know what I mean? We have the ability to mix your song in surround sound. You know what I mean? And we also distribute to Tidal and Apple Music in surround sound as well. So that is something, you know, and that also gives you a lot of headroom as far as when you're mixing, you know what I'm saying, and when you're mastering as far as your songs. So it doesn't, you know, your song doesn't just go left, center, and right. You know what I mean? It goes left, center, then it goes up, left, center, up, then it goes, you know, in the back, you know what I mean, on the floor, you know. So it's all like, it's kind of like mixing in, you know, you got speakers all around you, you know what I mean, up, down, you know, got 7, like I said, 7.1, you know what I mean, 2 speakers in front, 2 in the back, 2 down at the bottom, and then it's like another 4 up at the top of the ceiling, you know what I mean? So You
Wow.
know, hey, Ann.
That's what's up. Yeah, we got some Ann comments. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, hey, Ann.
And I apologize. I have not got back to you and the brother from last
Yeah,
one of our last shows in Iowa. He did definitely reach out. So I owe both of you guys a call. But thank you for always tapping in and
yeah.
rocking right here.
We ever forgot about y'all.
The
Yeah,
50, yeah, it's been a little crazy for both of us, and I got some stuff to do today, but I'm definitely got to get with you guys this week or even later on today.
yeah.
So sonically in music, OPO, sonically in music, editing now. Okay.
Yes.
We talked about songwriting, arranging, tracking, now editing.
Yeah. Uh Editing. That right there cleans your mix. You know what I mean? That cleans your whole song up. You know what I mean? If your bass kick have too much bottom in it, if it have too much 20 hertz in it, you know what I'm saying? You gotta bring it up because you don't know if you have a 808 with it. You know what I mean? As far as with that kick. So your kick have to be up around probably 100, I'll say probably 100 hertz. You know what I mean? About 100 hertz to probably I'd give it probably, I wouldn't give it like 80, but I give it like 110 hertz, you know what I mean, around that area, you know what I mean, because the thing is then your frequencies and everything start clashing when you have an 808 and a kick. If your kick is too bottomless, have too much bottom in it, you know what I mean. And you have to EQ it, you have to clean it up, you got to clean your mix up, you know what I mean, or it's just going to sound like some crap. Like I say, it's going to hurt the ears if your frequencies is clashing. That's going to hurt your ears, that's going to hurt all of your listeners ears, and it's going to say, look, I don't want to listen to this. It's something. And then the regular people are going to be like, it's something just wrong with it. They don't even know what's wrong with it. They just don't know. They just know that it just doesn't sound good. You know what I mean? And when a regular person, a regular listener just can listen to your song and say, ugh, there's something don't sound right with it. You know what I mean? You know that it's a problem. You know that it's a sonic, it's a sonic problem, as far as being mixed. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? You want to take out all the hisses, you don't want your when you're singing or when you're rapping, all them S's and hisses be too loud. You know what I mean? You don't
Right.
want that. That hurt ears. That's frequency. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You don't want that in your song. So you have to, put on something like a de-esser, you know what I'm saying, far as to quiet those S's. You know what I mean? All the breathing, like I was saying, you want to take all of those out. You want to leave some in there just for it to sound, natural. But you know what I'm saying, you don't want it on every phrase. You know what I mean? So like I said again, editing is so important and is so key. All of the stages it plays their part. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean. And a lot of and the thing is that you recording a song, in your house, and it only take you 2 hours to record. You know what I mean? But you got to understand that, maybe that track that you got to really listen to that track and see if it's really, mixed properly or sonically okay to use. You know what I
Right.
mean? And stuff be coming out sounding crazy. It just, the quality of it, you know what I mean? It just sometimes is not good. You know what I
Right.
mean? And it could be a lot better if you take it and you let professional, studios that does this on a day in and day out. You know what I mean? And they do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need, other ears to, work. You know what I
That's true.
mean? And not your ears. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah,
That's the dude's name, Tone D Bass, Tone D Boss. I don't know why I be
yeah,
looking at bass. My eyes, Lord Jesus.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
and then shout out, thank you for tagging Jeffrey too. What's up, Derek Jeffrey Bailey? Come on in and let's talk music right here on the 50/50 Music Podcast. So thank everybody out there for watching and tuning in. We do this every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And y'all, I tell OPO before he go ahead and push the time back to 10 because I'm struggling with 9. I said, give me one more week to get it right because I need to know I get my butt up out of bed before 7. That was where I went. That's where I'm going wrong. Yeah, I need to get up.
If it's a little too early, we might have to, push it up a little bit. But
I'm gonna get there, OPO.
Okay.
But anyway, so just give me just the right, just forget.
Yeah, but the thing, but that's the thing. I'm just looking at how fair it is. I'm not looking at you just being you just coming in late. I'm looking at because I got time in the morning to 12 noon and you just waking up at 9. So I'm trying to, push it up where you'll have a little bit more time to deal with everything in the morning, you know what I mean? And I'll already be, up and about and doing what I'm doing and everything like that. You know what I mean? So that's how I was looking at it.
Yeah, and I'd rather stay at 9 so we can kind of get in, get out, and catch people as they waking up and maybe, utilize this content, this time frame. So I got to get it together.
Okay. All right.
Back on the subject, though, we talked about cleaning and editing, but polishing your vocal tracks is just, this is like what you're really saying to people. You have to, when the editing process, it's a polishing that needs to happen.
Yeah. That's a real thing. You know what I mean? A lot of people, I'm listening, saying this also segue into mixing, you know what I mean? I hear a lot of artists that record. There's a how can I word this? Some artists and some engineers still be mixing the old way. Okay.
Lord have mercy. There's an old way and a new way.
Oh, yeah, there's an old way and a new way, and then I don't know if a lot of people recognize that, but give a shout out to like Rick Ross and MMG Music because they started this. What they did was they started mixing the vocals with no ad libs, with no doubles.
Okay.
So they never, they didn't double their tracks. It was just one single track throughout the whole, you know what I mean? Now, if you do an ad lib, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like in the back, like you answering, your lyrics, that's something totally different. But doubling certain key phrases and everything in your songs. No, that's the old way. That's the old way of mixing, you know what I'm saying, and recording. You know what I'm saying? But MMG, they started that where they wasn't doing no doubles. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was a good thing because now it's a lot, you can really get a little more personal with the lyrics when it's just that vocal. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You can get, it's a lot more, you can get a lot, like I said, you get a lot more personal with the vocal. You know what I mean? So shout out to them, you know what I'm saying, for doing that wave. And a lot of artists, still do doubles and things of that nature as far as for hip hop, and that's old. That's the old way. You know what I mean? That's the old way of, you want to do less as possible. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to be less as possible and not so cluttered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I used to record with people who didn't have like a strong vocals, so they would like double and triple their voice and all that kind of stuff. And
but that was because those tracks had a lot going on at that time. These tracks now have like four tracks, 5 tracks, a bass, a kick, snare, hi-hat, 808, and probably 2 other sounds. So, a lot is not going on in that track. So now you don't have to do as much doubling as you used to have. You know what I'm saying? In order to bring out those emphasis in that track. You know what I mean? So, so you can do just a one single recording track now as far as vocals. Yeah.
Right. So that's talking about. So that did segue into our next production stage. And we're giving off production tips. And what do you mean? That's the topic of the show. What do you mean by sonically in music? So with mixing, you're talking about Rick Ross, and I have to say his music is always so crisp and rich.
I know, right?
It
I
always
know. That's why I put man, man, his stuff is yeah.
well,
If
that's
you
what
look
I'm talking about.
sonically, like
Mix it
sonically,
right.
yeah, sonically, man, on
Can't
point.
beat. Can't
Can't
beat.
be sonically
Yeah.
on
Is
point.
he
You know what I
going
mean?
you think he's going to is it the quality of the studio and the most expensive equipment, or is it
It's the
just like
engineer. It's the engineer. What he did was he caught his sound. He know
mhm,
what he wants, and he knows exactly what engineer can give him that sound, and what tools probably can give him that sound. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he sticks with. You know what I mean? And that's what he sticks with. You know,
okay.
anybody can. You can get a track from these people. You can get a track from this. From this producer. You can get a track from this producer. You know what I mean? But long as it's tracked out and your engineer has that ear, you know what I
Mm,
mean? And he probably went to the same mastering studio to get his stuff mastered, man. And
yeah.
so man, his stuff be coming out crisp. It be coming out real crisp.
And we were talking about, with my previous experience with my family member and all that kind of stuff, and like how I could be like, my father's vocals should be more turned up, and this sound should be more turned up. This sound should be turned down,
Mm,
and the backgrounds on this need to be kind of turned down a little bit too and blend well. So with mixing, you definitely it's about adjusting volumes,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
and
And the frequencies. Yeah.
blending and frequencies and all that kind of stuff. And that's very important in the mixing process, guys.
Yes, yes.
Real
That can make two very important parts can make or break your song is either the mixing and the mastering. Those 2 points, those are ones to put the sprinkles and the cherry on top. You know what I mean? So yeah, those can really hurt a song, man.
well, the cherry on top is the next production stage, and that's the mastering.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I didn't
And like I
heard
said,
some.
y'all, I know when your music ain't been mastered.
Yeah.
I don't even know why y'all not mastering. That was like when I worked at R&R Records. Shout out to the group Recognition. But that's one of the processes, man. You
Yeah.
got to go over here, and then we've talked about this before, and then make sure in that mastering process, don't you get your ISRC codes and all that kind of stuff, kind of like
I
embedded in
mean,
that.
what you can do, you can embed it. I mean, that's if you have your own ISRC codes. That's it, you know what I mean? And you can
Mhm.
embed that in. You know what I mean? But um most distributors have, SRC codes, you know what I mean? We have our own, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Far as the artists that we sign with and
Mhm.
everything like that we sign to us directly, we use our own ISRC codes. But if you're an independent artist or you're a label, whatever, you're responsible for your own. But we have our own ISRC codes.
And
You know,
and during this process too, it's amazing that artists don't get your show disc. Well, we used to call it a show disc, but what we call
hmm
it track disc now, or something like that. But that should also be mastered too. So this is about being
yes,
prepared. So you
yes,
need your radio version done when you get to the mastering house. When you get to this mastering session situation, you need your DJ versions, okay, your radio versions with that intro we were talking about. You need your clean,
hmm
your street version or the original version of the song. You need your acapellas, your different acapellas, clean, and where's radio version and your original versions. All of these are done, and it should be done in that mastering session. I
yeah.
can't tell you how many people you don't got a clean version to your music. How
Now,
we gonna
yeah.
pitch the radio? How we gonna even approach radio DJs if you don't have a clean version? It just don't make any damn sense to me. But
Yeah,
uh
to
but
me either.
this is a process. This is like, okay, I'm ready to go to the mastering
Yeah,
session.
but
Master cherry
but
on top.
yeah, but see, but this the thing also that tier two distributors have put in artists' heads that you can mix a song, you can mix a song at home or whatever, and you can just put it out. So now, you have, artists just ready, just want to put stuff out. You know what I mean? It's just like, they can't wait to just, it's like adrenaline rush to put something out. You know what I mean? And you're not taking your time now for the mix and the mastering, to do it right. You know what I mean? And you just putting out anything, you know. Um, I had another company, another label. I think this was a Latino label. Man, they was putting out some trash, man. I had to really stop them from
Oh
putting
no.
stuff out. I had to block them from putting stuff out. I told them, man, you can't put this out. You can't put this out. It was like they was putting out like um an instrumental of like two two uh two tracks, you know what I mean, of two sounds of I don't know what it was doing, but it was horrible. It was horrible, and I had to really block them from uh uh putting out music. You know
Right.
what I mean? So they had to go somewhere. I don't know where else they went, but I had to block them from putting out music. So
That's
if your
pretty
stuff
bad,
is like
because we in the
yeah,
business of distributing music. So if we
yeah,
gotta block
but
you and we don't want to distribute your music, that means it's trash. Trash.
yes, it is trash. And yeah, it's trash. You know what I mean? I don't like to, tell people their stuff trash, but I'll usually tell them, nah, that's not working. And I give them pointers on how to fix it. You know what I'm saying? I give them a bullet point system on how to fix it. And and then you can come back. You can come back to us. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, so I was, dealing with that. But we do have a lot of submissions that stuff just not mastered properly. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, certain songs, I was like, oh, that song is nice. You know what I mean? But if it was mastered properly, you know what I mean? It would have been, better. But then I also want to get on these online mastering programs.
Mm.
I don't deal with them. I
That's
master
probably what my
everything.
brother was using, talking about. I
Yeah,
took some mastering course. I got this. I'm like, bro, it don't sound like you got it. Okay, because when
yeah,
a layman, I'm not a production person, but when a layman has to tell you, a lay person has to tell you that your production is off, your production is off. You better
yeah,
listen.
yeah.
Like
I
I
mean,
said,
this,
I'm the average person telling you something's off.
yeah,
And I'm not throwing him all under the bus because he ain't apologized and we going through our family drama. So bump him right now. I'm throwing his ass all under the bus, Negro. No, let's go. Go
so
ahead.
these mastering programs ain't nothing but to get a quick buck out of you. You know what I'm saying? They found a way to create a automatic algorithm that can read your song and then push your frequencies up. You know what I mean? And
Your frequencies
yeah,
up. Lord, that's
it pressure,
enough.
and you can go ahead and edit a little bit. It'll say, if you wanted to sound soft, or if you wanted to sound hard, or if you wanted to sound like hip hop. So it had these little options that you can choose to change the frequencies of the song and everything like that. Which that is really not good to do. You know what I mean? Especially if you never really mastered a song before, you don't even know the beginning of how to even master a song. You know what I mean? And all they're doing is really pushing the frequencies up of your bad mix. So, you know what I mean? Certain songs can be, and the thing is, certain songs can be really bad where you can't master it. You know what I mean? You'd be like, nah, this is not sonically sound to master. So you'll send it back to the, to the artist or the client and be like, nah, we can't do nothing with it because it's too much that's going on in the mix. You know what I mean? And we can't give you a clean master. You know what I'm saying? If there's too much going on and the frequencies clashing and all of this other stuff, you know what I mean? And the mastering just brings out all of the flaws. You know what I mean? The mastering is going to bring out all of the flaws that
So
you got.
so many musicians either they don't put aside a separate budget because
No.
mastering is a separate thing than mixing.
Yes.
It's not
Yes.
mixing and mastering, it's
No.
mixing.
Yes,
Yeah.
mixing. And most and how it usually work, that one engineer do all the mixing while another engineer does the mastering. You know what I mean?
And some
And you
people
don't.
just let the mixing engineer,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
say they did the mastering too. Like,
yeah,
I know
yeah.
I
You
want
know
a
what I'm
person
saying?
to specialize in mastering.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Some people try to do a workaround, like they will mix a song and then lay on them for like a week or so. Oh, where'd that come from? I don't even know where that come from. So,
Waiting on me.
yeah, but you know what I'm saying? But some people will mix a song and then wait a week and let their ears rest and then go back and mix it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That can work. You know what I'm saying? That can work. You know what I'm saying? But it can work. You know what I mean? But I think it's better sometimes to um, just let somebody else, master it. You know what I mean? Let somebody
Yeah.
with ears and
So,
professional, a professional would, to do that. A lot of artists want to be cheap and
and
just what it can't. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And it's
And
just.
bypass that by just having, it says, so right here in this article. And by the way, guys, if you guys want to check out this article that we're kind of designed this show topic around, is waves.com. Is called the 6 stages of music production. Now it says
Mhm,
here, it says, so unless there's a budget for a separate mastering engineer, many people choose to let their mixing engineer take care of the last part or do it themselves if
mhm,
they're mixing their own music.
mhm,
Mistake.
mhm. Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, with me, I use a certain program. I'm gonna tell a lot of people I don't use Pro Tools. I do not use Pro Tools. That it stunts my creativity. You know what I
Mm,
mean? That's what
really?
Yeah, it stunts my creativity.
In this article too, it says, check out our tutorial, mastering your own tracks with just 5 plugins. So
Yeah,
what do you use?
yeah. I use Waves. I do use Waves, but I
Okay, here,
use
that's one of the things they have here. It says plugins, Waves in Infected Mushroom Pusher, Waves SSL 4000,
yeah,
Wave Platinum Bundle. It says new Divine Mastering Chains, SR Studio Rack,
yeah,
Divine Mixing Vocals Chains, SR Studio Rack. I guess that's what's
yeah.
SR.
I usually, I master in, well, they call it in the box. When they call it
Mm,
mastering in the box, that means you're
yeah.
mastering you're mastering inside of your computer instead of outside gear. You know what I mean? Instead of
Oh,
hardware
okay.
gear, you mastering within the box. So I do a lot of mastering within the box,
So do
and
you
I
need
use
the whole tracked out file? Do you need
yes.
like all the tracks separately?
I
What
mean, that's what
file?
I
Yeah,
mean,
what do people
when I do a
use?
track, I usually and this is how this is how I do my mixes and mastering. I would usually master my track within the mix.
Mhm.
That's how I usually do it. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
mhm.
Even though it's all tracked out and everything, I mix it. I use ozone isotope ozone 9. That's what I use, along with some other, plugins and everything, as far as waves is
So
concerned.
if I'm an artist
Hmm.
and I want to get you my final, mixed file, how
Hmm.
how would I send that? And what do
Um,
I need to send for Opio to do his final mix and final master?
Yeah. What we would do is you can go right online far as for Protobee Studios. You can go to protobeestudios.com, go down to the bottom, and it will say upload project. And you can upload a project and it will go right to our Dropbox that's on our desktop at the studio. So all we got to do is just drag it out, open it up, and then start doing what we need to do. You know what I mean? It's just that easy. If you're mixing from if you're mixing from if
Any
we
kind of
are mixing,
file type?
yeah, I
Mhm.
mean it could be a wave file, you know
Wave
what I
file.
mean? Yeah,
Okay.
it's uncompressed wave file, you know what I
Okay.
mean? um if we open up your project and all of your stems are in there, we can also master when it's already said and done. As far as mixing, we can master within your project, you know what I mean? But it has to be mixed properly, you know what I
Mm,
mean? Has to be
mhm.
mixed properly, you know. But other than that, man, I've been hearing some stuff, man, to come out, man. People have been using. To me, trained ears, I can tell if you use the online mastering program or not. I can tell. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's what my brother actually, he didn't take no course. He got some online mastering. I didn't even know that existed, but they got some online mastering software that you can just kind of put the song in there and it's supposed to master your song.
Yeah, they got some called Lander. Yeah, Lander was the first one. You know what I mean? Lander was the very first mastering online mastering platform. Right. You know what I mean? And then we came to I'm trying to think. They got a lot of them out there. You got eMaster. You know what I mean? They also have one. Also, there has a free one out there. BandLab also have a free mastering program. Let me see who else. If I ain't mistaken, let's see. Like I say, Lander, Abbey Road. Let me think. Online mastering, Cloud Bounce. Now,
you're saying you better off going to an actual person who does mastering instead of using any of these online courses or online platforms.
Yeah, they got one called.
Get off my show with all that coughing and hacking. Pomeranian ass.
They got one called Mastering Box. They also got another one called Major Decibel online mastering. Cloud Bounce. Now, I have a client that uses Cloud Bounce. I think that one is kind of like the best one, kind of like out there. But, yeah, they have all types of different ones. They got AI mastering, Chris Graham mastering. That's a free one. You do a donation, of $10 or $5, and you can,
you ain't got if you don't have a budget for an OPO or a master person,
man,
you suggest a Cloud Bounce.
Because I mean, the thing is that if
would that make your music sound better or good, I guess, in a nightclub or in a stadium?
It would make it sound okay if you know what you're doing a little bit. If you don't know what you're doing, then get a budget. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't be so adamant to rush your music out there.
That's true.
You know what I mean? If you want to be unique, you want to be a nice and you want to be a professional artist, you want everybody to hear your stuff and sound good.
Yeah.
Take your time with, you're mixing and mastering your music. Your music is not going nowhere. It's not going anywhere.
Do it right.
Don't rush your stuff out there.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
don't be cheap, because then we can hear cheap. I can hear a song and say, okay, they didn't have enough money to fix this. They didn't have enough money to finish this.
And that's where you go wrong. So that's why, like I said, even with the brother, the producer guy, and then I have the brother that is actually the rapper who came home after being locked up for 20 something years. You know what I'm saying? That was our Tupac in the family. So, he had a whole catalog of music when he came home. You know what I'm saying? So first thing we did was pair them together and had them, to get, working. But I was like, bro, we can't put this out. We can't it might sound good in your car. It might sound good right now at the home on the computer, but I guarantee you it's not. We can't put it out like this. So I said, until you get right with him, have him send me out the tracked out file. Where I can go get it to OPO. It's not going anywhere. It's not. We're not going to put that out. Period.
Yeah.
Now it has my daddy on it, singing the hook. My dad was the new Nate Dogg. Who would have known? And I'm ready to put it out. But one day y'all just pray for me and my family drama, y'all. Hopefully we can work things out and get that brother on the same page and whatever. So but we're not putting it out. We're not in a rush to put it out, even though I want to, but we're not. I mean, he got a song that's hitting in the skate. It'd be the perfect skating rink song.
Mhm.
with my dad on the hook. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But we just have to be patient until he can get me the proper files. What he said was master mixed, and whatever he did, that's not it. We're not putting that out.
Yeah. 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 So, like I said, you can't be cheap on your art and what's representing you. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people don't understand that your music and everything embodies you and what you represent and how you are as an artist. You know what I mean? If you put time and effort into your art, you know what I mean? It might cost a little bit, but you need to find any type of means to um support that, to support your art um or to finance your artistry. You know what I mean? Um don't go cheap on your artistry, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it shows. It shows. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And that's what separate you from the professionals and the amateurs. Or you just,
And how far your music will go too, because
yeah,
if your music just don't hit in the places where they need to hit, in the club, on the
yeah,
radio, or whatever, you really won't have a fan base. Because like I said,
yeah,
I've known rappers that are the most talented people, but I feel like they put out their work went to waste. It's
yeah,
wasted effort.
yeah,
It's wasted talent. It's wasted music because you did not follow the proper procedures and production steps
yeah,
to ensure that you made a classic. One thing about music, music lives forever. I mean,
yeah,
people like Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson, Prince, people will listen to this music all over the world for centuries.
yeah, yeah,
And you want to make sure even some of the older music, they went in some of the places like Motown or wherever, they have remastered versions of the song
mm-hmm,
where
mm-hmm.
they took the original music and remastered it to keep it fresh and new.
Yeah, yeah, you
Um,
know, yeah,
yeah,
man,
I wanted to say
that is.
that too. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, no, yeah, but like I said again, we run into countless, artists that be cheap on the mixing and the mastering, and you can hear all the flaws. You can hear, you know, stuff just not sounding properly, but the songs be good. But if it was just mixed properly, you know what I mean? It would be a nice song.
do you
Yeah.
have, without, I guess, somebody getting offended, do you have one in particular that you would like to mention? Or we're not gonna
No, I really don't want to put them out there. I really don't want to put it's a couple of artists that you know what I mean? There's a
I'm
couple
throwing
of
people
artists,
under the
yeah,
bus right
that I
now.
had to say, nah, man. Nah, we can't do nothing with this. We can't do that, man. Come on, man. Do something. But then then I had another artist that was like, how much y'all charge for, mastering, you know what I mean? I gave him a flat rate. He's like, God, really? He's like, nah, man, I can't afford that. What you mean you can't afford that?
Why are
What do you
you in
mean? You working a job. What do you mean you can't afford that?
you got
You
to
know what I
invest?
mean?
That's something that you can actually make residual income off of for the rest of your life. What is that? It's
So,
called
so
what's the royalty? The like real estate is intellectual property, intellectual real property. It's
mm,
intellectual property.
yeah,
So this is something that you can make residual income off on for centuries. You can leave an inheritance to your children
yeah,
because your catalog could be, make your grandchildren money and their
yeah,
children money. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So don't be cheap when it comes to that. I think, and that would be like kind of our final, like kind of message here to
yeah.
wrap up this show. Is that it, or is there
I don't.
any other
The
kind of
thing
like
is, I don't know if.
wrap this up?
I mean, I don't know if. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying, with artists and just being cheap on their, this thing that represent them. But you want to look good, you'll go out and buy the best, outfits. You know what I mean, and everything like that. But then you wouldn't spend money on your artistry, far
And
as your.
don't leave no money for marketing. Oh,
You know what I'm
they
saying?
never leave no money
Now,
for marketing and
yeah,
PR.
but
You know
yeah,
what I'm
but in order for your stuff to even sound good, you're not going to, you know, before you even do that, man, get a budget together before you even do any of that. You know what I mean? You know how much it's going to cost.
You need a
Yeah,
production budget. You're gonna need a marketing budget. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You're just gonna need. There are budgets in like, but we are. Let me stick on production. There is a production budget. Okay, you got homeboy producer,
yeah,
but there, like we said, there's more to that. After it's mixed, there
yeah.
needs to be a mastering budget.
Yeah, I mean the
Period.
thing is also you can record and all of that at home, and just
All the
make
bedroom producers.
yeah, but then you have is the best thing to do is take that session and send it to a real professional studio for them to mix it and to master it. You know what I
Amen.
mean? And just pay for that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? A lot of people some do that or some try to mix it at home and it just comes out horrible, but they
So
don't know.
we're already over an hour into the show,
Yeah.
and I was gonna try to keep this pretty, pretty, just like not go too far over. So we're a
Yeah.
minute 20 in. We can try to wrap this up in the
Yeah.
next, 5 to 10 minutes. I
Yeah.
think that's really how you wrap this show up is stop being cheap on the mastering process, y'all. Um,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Send it out to a company. It's okay to record in your bedroom. It's okay to record and produce, in the comfort of your own environment. But when it comes to that final phase, that final step, that's where you don't want to cut corners, right, OPO?
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to cut
Final
corners
words,
for us.
OPO. Final words for them.
Mixing and mastering is dealing with frequencies. If you don't know how to deal with frequencies, send it to a professional.
Lord
Send it
have
to a
mercy.
professional. If
And
you
I
don't
want
deal with frequencies on a daily, send it to a professional.
And then I wanted to read this and then let you continue.
Yeah.
What does sonically mean in music? Sonic is all about sound waves, resonance, and energy.
Yes. Yes.
Each sound
Yes.
emits a kind of pulse. Whale noise is a good example of a sonic sound. It's not a
Hmm.
tone and it doesn't have a melody, but the vibration of the sound creates a kind of music. So sonic vibration, what he's talking about, frequencies. It says the word sonically is an adverb of the term sonic, so refers to the way a sound moves and vibrates. This is a
Yes.
different aspect of music to tune or melody, where a songwriter will put together a piece using a variety of notes. What are sonics in music? Okay,
Yeah.
so he talked about speed of sound. It's all of that, just that the energy, the frequencies, what he's talking about, the sound waves, the beats,
Yeah.
um, that the shock waves, the
Yeah. The effects that you put on your voice, the effects that you put on each track, you know what I'm saying? All of that matters far as making a song. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Each like I said, each song, each genre has their own frequencies of dealing with, what you're trying to bring out, each vibration of each song. You know what I mean? You
Uh-huh.
know, pop is more they got a lot of high frequencies really going on, not a lot of bass. You know what I'm saying? They'll have like a 808 or something, right? But like acoustic pop is more of a calm setting. You know what I mean? They got more of a calm setting. You know what I'm saying? You got rap, which is like,
And I'm sorry to interject, but I didn't even know until maybe like 5 or 6 years ago that there's certain sounds that can offer meditative and healing and calming
yeah,
properties that can
yeah,
heal. That
yeah.
can
That's
heal.
dealing with the different frequencies and vibrations sonically. That's like that's like the epitome definition of what I mean by sonically. You know what I mean? Certain frequencies with rap and and alcohol will give you a certain buzz or a certain vibration of frequencies that'll have you a certain way. You know what I mean? They figured that out. You know what I mean? If you dealing with, like I said, Christian worship, there's a certain frequency and a certain vibration that gives you inspiration. You know what I mean? So, certain chords and certain songs and certain, oh, that's wife right there. Okay, certain songs and certain what I'm saying, and certain it gives you inspiration, what I'm saying, with gospel, you have the pianos, you have the organs, you have the drums, what I'm saying, it gives you, it's different. Different instruments give you certain feeling, give you certain frequencies, give you certain feeling. You know what I mean? So that's why it's important to, it's very important for us to mix and mastering and the editing and the tracking. All of that is very important. You know what I'm saying, to bring out the fullness of that song and the vibrance of that song. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I enjoyed this topic so much. I
Yeah,
think it's so serious because you guys know we can provide you with major music distribution to over
yeah,
600 retail outlets worldwide. We can
yeah,
provide you with music video distribution to numerous amounts of video distribution platforms. We
yeah,
can we can help you get your music placements with music sync on video games, TV shows, you name it. You know what I'm saying? Different
yeah,
TV advertising, commercials, or TV music, period,
yeah,
films,
yeah,
etc. So we can
yeah.
do that, but it all starts with good music,
Yes, exactly.
good
Because we're not,
quality music.
yeah, we're not submitting anything to license if it's not good.
Absolutely. And it does.
You know
Music
what I mean?
does set a mood. Music
Yeah,
sets a mood. You hear
yeah,
me?
yeah.
So it's, music is important. And I think that I just want to, kind of say here, again, artists, continue to work on your craft and create good music. All right. So to reach us, you can
Sonically.
hit us up sonically.
Yes.
And if you need more information, you need some mastering help, we are here for you. If you want to work with us, get some consultation about music distribution and everything that we talked about on this show and what we have on our website, 5050musicgroup.com. That's our website. And then if you need some mastering, production assistance, this studio is in Bethesda, Maryland, right?
Hmm. Yep.
Proto Beat Studios. However, we can work with you virtually. Okay.
Yes.
We do have the technology to work with you virtually. You can upload your music as Opio has talked about on the show. So reach out, go to our website or email us at podcast@5050mg.com. Now, Opio,
Yeah.
you are the man. We appreciate you. Tap in, and rocking with us every
Hey
Sunday
man,
afternoon.
I got a lot to I got a
Yeah.
lot of information that I need to get off. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things why we started this podcast, because you was like, you just Jody got a lot of information. And I
We
came to you
talk
and
for
said, let's
hours.
start and I was like, let's start a podcast because I got a lot of things that I need to get off and to tell and to uh, uh, um, and teach. You know what I mean? Teach lessons and teach people. You know what I mean? All of my experiences and everything that I've been through the years, far as with audio visual. Because I'd also do audio visual. A lot of people don't know I'm 25 years in, far as doing audio visual, far as for staging and lighting and things of that nature, to the
Man,
mix and mastering.
technology.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to the mix and mastering. So I was like, if I'm gonna do music or if I'm gonna do sound or whatever, I gotta learn all aspects of what I need to do or to call myself a professional.
You
You know
are
what I
very
mean?
much so a well-rounded
Yeah,
individual. There's
I
like
appreciate that.
I haven't seen anything that you really can't do. You are the
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Okay.
You know,
So we appreciate you,
I
giving us the
appreciate
knowledge, getting with us, doing this podcast. All we ask for you guys to do is like and share, okay? And get the word out there and have people follow us. Y'all follow us. And I think that's about it. If you have a topic for another show,
you. Tell her go ahead, man. Tell her go
we
ahead, man. She
hand the
already got all the
information.
information. She needs to stop.
Hand
She
the
already got all the information.
information
She already know, man. Tell her, you know what I
out.
mean? She
See,
already know. You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
knows. Okay. But yeah, make sure you follow us on Instagram, 5050 Music Group.
Yeah.
And just hit us up. All right.
Yeah.
We want to work with you. It's 2022. It's a new year. And we have everything that you need to be successful. Work on your craft, everybody. Continue to make good, sonically good music.
Yeah.
Right.
I will give her a call. Or you want to give her a call? You give Ann a call tomorrow, please.
I'm gonna give Ann a call.
Yeah,
and
Tone D. Yeah.
I got them. Our Iowa people. And we appreciate everybody for rocking with us. And we'll catch y'all next Sunday.
Yeah.
You know what? And when I say the end of this, can you please play the outro for me? Play the intro. We're gonna play it on the outro.
On the outro.
Tap in with us every Sunday right here on the 50/50 Music Podcast.